This is a really good way to get psyched up before we start.
Hey
Hola a
guys!
todos!
Hola!
Hello, everybody who's
Hola.
been waiting. I know everybody's been waiting a long time, as have we, to have the results from Spain. But we now know which of the two songs it's going to be. And Clara, what is it? What is the song?
It's Vas a Quedarte, which it was my favorite. If you have joined our discussion along the week or you've watched any of our videos, my favorite song from these two songs that Blas presented tonight was Vas a Quedarte.
Voy a quedarte?
Voy a quedarme. Sorry.
In primera persona.
In primera persona, voy a quedarme. The thing is, Aitana, who is a very famous singer in Spain, and which a singer I like very much and I follow, she has a song called Vas a quedarte. So for me, it's super confusing because it's the exact same title as Blas, but in a second person, and
Right.
Blas has the first person.
Fair enough. Also have to say hello to Paolo. Nice to see
Hi.
you. Nice that you could join us. And to those of you in the live chat who have been waiting, Sarah O'Halloran, you really are a trooper because we can always count on you to be there. Tommy Corbett saying, hola, mis amores.
Hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Tommy actually lives in Barcelona, which is the city that I lived in when I was in Spain. And Spain is actually kind of the reason why I'm a Euro fan, because I got exposed to it through the Spanish scene, the Spanish Eurovision scene, if you want to call it that. So they have a special place in my heart. Serdian is saying, it seems Blas was also satisfied with the choice. So let's go to you, Clara, because as you mentioned, Voy a quedarme is the song that you preferred between the two. And we were talking about how, when it comes to Blas's voice, like Blas tends to be known for ballads and this kind of stuff. I mean, he's done all kinds of music, but ballads seem to be where he's at home. So tell me about how you feel about this entry being the representative for your country.
Well, I am happy. As I mentioned before, it's my favorite out of the two. I thought that the first deliver of the song, the first time he performed it wasn't so good, and I actually preferred Memoria along the gala tonight. But I knew, like, from the recorded version, my favorite was Voy a quedarme. And yeah, sorry, I'm still struggling. It's late in the night. It's fun. But I thought the reprise song, once he performed the winning song again, after he knew that was going to be the song he's going to represent Spain with, he did a really magnificent job. My hopes lifted very much in this second performance, and I thought the staging was great. His voice was so on point. And yes, I'm very happy with the choice.
Okay. Paolo, we didn't get your opinion on which of the songs that you preferred. So how do you feel about Voy a quedarme being chosen?
Yeah, I'm happy with the choice. Like, Voy a quedarme was my favorite coming into the show. I'm on the same boat as Clara. I thought on the night, I thought that Memoria was a more, if you excuse the pun, memorable performance. Because of like the thank you. Because it's like there's good light show. I thought the staging was good. I'm not saying that Voy a quedarme was poorly staged. I thought it was performed really amazingly. His vocals, I don't think we can doubt that Blas Cantó can sing and sing really, really well.
Fun there. His surname means he sang.
Yeah.
Many puns tonight, many puns.
Blas Cantó bien.
Oh my god, it's so late in the night. We're just like running high on bad humor.
It's also very easy. It's very easy to make bad jokes when it's a second language, because it's so much more amusing to you than it is to someone else who's like, yeah, that's literally the most obvious joke that you can make. But anyway, sorry, I interrupted you, Paolo.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm enjoying these puns.
Can you speak Spanish? Do you know Spanish, Paolo?
Oh, un poco. Not really. I did Spanish in school, but it's out the window now. Like it was been 5-6 years since the last time I really spoke Spanish. I went on a Spanish exchange trip. That was something
cool.
I've done. Yeah.
To Spain or somewhere else?
I went to Spain. I went to Tudela in
Tudela, yes.
Yeah, Tudela, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was like that was about when I was 14 years old, so it was a long time ago. So yeah. And what was I saying? I was going to say something about the staging of Quedarme. It kind of reminded me. I don't know if you got this as well. It kind of reminded me of like a less flammable version of There's What Love Is. with the lights on the floor.
Less flammable?
Because didn't
Less budget, basically.
didn't people have like candles on the floor?
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like Uko Vista without the fire hazards.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's a good way to describe it. I'm seeing a mixed opinions here. Euroboy 4, for example, is predicting a bottom 5 result again for Spain.
Nothing new. I mean, our skin is hard. We can be bottom 5 if we want to.
And they will still love the song and say it's the best.
Yeah, absolutely. But actually, I think Blas, during this gala, I don't know if you could understand him, but he showed like a good spirit, good competition spirit, and I think he would be comfortable regardless, of any position. I think he has the right attitude to represent Spain, because we all know, as Serdian has pointed out, that Spain doesn't place high enough or high at all. And I think like once you acknowledge that, and I think he knows, and he's just like, you go there and just do the best and have fun.
Yeah, I definitely, I mean, so I have to say that I was not able to watch the show. I had some trouble accessing it from all the way across the pond here. But I did get to see the performances on YouTube afterwards. So I at least have something to say about those. But, what I've seen from Blas in interviews and, in other capacities is that he does seem to be like a good sport in that regard, as far as being a performer. And not only that, but certainly a very capable performer. So I mean, I get the tendency to assume that it could be another bottom 5 finish for Spain, but I do actually see a lot of promise here. And I think it was Harrison who said that he thinks that this could do really well with the juries. And yeah, I mean, like, solid performer. Some of you might, well, I mean, many of you probably have a version of this show in your own country. I don't, but I got to watch it in Spain, Tu cara me suena, which is a show, I believe that he actually won Tu cara me suena. Is that?
I'd say so, or he got really popular again after that. Tu cara me suena is Your Face Sounds Familiar. I don't know if you have, what's the translation of that in your countries, but he really good performer. And as he pointed out, I think along the gala, he's an entertainer, so I think it comes naturally to him. Eurovision, his whole career, funny enough, without very much planning it, has always been geared towards Eurovision. Mm-hmm. I think this is the 3rd time he's attempted to represent Spain. With first, it was with in 2004 or 5 when Maria Isabel won. He came 2nd.
For Junior Eurovision.
For Junior Eurovision, sorry.
Right.
Then with Aurin, a very popular band, in a few years ago, and then now, Universo, and now this Voy a Quedarme.
Mm-hmm. And I remember hearing in an interview that now, although it hasn't necessarily been on purpose, but he holds the record for representing Spain for the longest, because Eurovision didn't happen last year. So kind of a funny, funny circumstance. Oh, but
yes, but when they were saying this, I thought that Julio Iglesias or Rafael, one of the two, represented Spain 2 years. Right. So I'm not sure if in the when maybe TV was black and white. So
but would it have been consecutive, or on a few years in between?
I don't know about that. Maybe I thought it was consecutive, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Nonetheless, maybe some of you can tell us. También puedes enviar comentarios en español si quieres, porque Clara es española. Yo hablo un poco de español también.
Y Paola también.
And Paolo también. And we will do our best to translate them as well, so that we can include the rest of you who don't speak it. We're just saying that people, if you'd like to send comments in Spanish, then we will do our best to respond to them as well. Stephen Kendall saying, the main problem is that the only unique thing about it is his language. Otherwise, it's very traditional, nothing really new. I guess in a musical way. And I mean, yeah, it is kind of a straightforward ballad. The choice of words that I had when we discussed the song is that this is la elección segura, entre comillas. So the safe choice, because when we think about Spain and Eurovision, we've seen entries like this, but that isn't to say that, it's necessarily bad, just, not necessarily as risky as Memoria would have been. Paolo, your thoughts on the overall sound of the song and whether it could stand out?
I see where they're coming from. Like like they said, there's nothing really that new. It's like it's in a way, it's like we've kind of heard this before. That being said, it's a perfectly enjoyable song to listen to. It's well sung, and we know that Blas can perform it. And it's nothing risky. They're not taking a risk here by sending this song. Like, so there's no shame in like playing it safe, because if that's the route they want to go for, then fair play. But yeah, it's fine that they are playing it safe, I guess. We'll see how it translates into like Eurovision though, because we know in the past, like sometimes playing it safe is not the best route to go down. But yeah, we'll see.
I mean, yeah, I remember one of the things that we were concerned about, Clara, with Memoria was how it would be staged. And based on what we saw tonight, because both of you touched on the fact that it actually came across really well. And then compared to Voy a Quedarme, which, yeah, musically is pretty straightforward. But one of the things that I really liked is how his falsetto serves as a climax. And one opinion that I've heard from all sorts of people is that like Blas has a really, really beautiful falsetto, which is not something you get. I mean, lots of musicians can do it. Not everyone can do it in a way that just really, really sounds nice. So Clara,
and that is conducive through all the song, yes.
Exactly. So do you think that could be a real like highlight moment that helps it get noticed amongst some of the other songs?
Yeah, for me, that's my favorite part of the song. And I know, like, I've heard a lot of comments and from people that said that, oh, he screams too much. But I think for me, it's very pleasant and I like it. And yes, it's going to give us a lot of moments of singing along. Let's put it like that way. Yeah. Or at least I'm going to pretend that I'm him and I can sing this way. Anyway, but I do think that this song has maybe more potential. Everyone thought that La Venda had the whole potential, the whole pack, because it was catchy, it was visual, it was just like a firework, like bam. But and that backfired completely. So maybe Spain, having tried that, wants to bring this and see, and like maybe evaluate how both of them work.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Well, when I think about the songs that have done well for Spain in the last 10 years, both of them are ballads. And I'm thinking of Pastora Soler, Quédate Conmigo, and Ruth Lorenzo, Dancing in the Rain. Both, I think both were 10th place finish. Yeah. So, I mean, we always say that like it's always more interesting to go with a risk than to go safe. But sometimes especially if you've been struggling to get out of that bottom 5, then sometimes it might be good to go safe. And another one of the issues that we touched on with Mickey and La Venda was the staging, which I think, remembering back to the video, I learned some new vocabulary, was la puesta de la escenaria.
Puesta en escena o escenografía.
Escenografía. Okay. So this time around, we have someone with a pretty good reputation at Eurovision. It's Marvin Dietman, who is an Austrian creative director. So he's done the staging for songs like Conchita Wurst, Rise Like a Phoenix, Cesar Sampson, Nobody But You, both Austrian entries from 2014 and 2018, respectively. He was supposed to do the staging for Cyprus last year, which obviously we didn't get to see. But we saw two for both of the songs tonight, both of those were his work, and I believe he's going to be also working with the team for with the Spanish team for Rotterdam. So lots of promise here, and I think that this is probably the best chance that Spain has to not ruin it with the staging.
Yeah,
it's okay. You have the Spanish stamp of verified, of certified. This is true. You're speaking the truth.
Which is no disrespect, but like sometimes we just have to say what it is. Like it was that Alfredo and Amaya, it was too little. There was almost nothing going on, and then Mickey, it was way too much. It was way over the top. And, I mean, like an enjoyable song, but as you said, not the kind of staging that could help the public connect with the song, right?
Yes, indeed. It was too distracting, too much everything. And I really like the staging tonight. Even if it's not the final staging, it's a good idea of what we can expect. And it felt really elegant. It felt very effortless. The colors, like the color palette, like with the tiny bits of oranges, like hinting some sort of dawn, and then the moon in the back. I liked it. I thought it was artistic wise, I felt it was very complete, and it did portray like a small universe for 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Let's get to
some small universo.
Un universo pequeño.
Un universo pequeño.
Let's get to this comment. He's asking, Matt S., will the song be in English for the final? Highly doubt it.
I don't think so.
It's Spain.
I mean, Blas has songs in English, good songs as well, which is important because, you know.
And we saw a few of them on the gala.
Good to know, because I didn't see the rest. But I mean, you know, if he did translate it, I don't think it would necessarily be bad. But I'm sure that we're counting on this. Like Paolo, you would be surprised to see this in anything but Spanish, right? I
can't see it in English. I'll be very surprised if they decided to translate this, because that Spain rarely does that. Like at all. Like correct me if I'm wrong. The last time was Barre in 2016 where they sang in English, and then Ruth Lorenzo, and that. Is that it? Is that the only 2 times that they sung in Spanish, or like in the majority of Spanish?
Yes,
in English, sorry.
I think yes. I'm trying to think. When was the last time I heard an English song for Spain? And I really can't recollect.
And even like Dancing in the Rain was still, I would say it was pretty close to half and half, right? Like it wasn't overwhelmingly English, but like Sigue was completely in English as far as I remember.
Yes.
Which Sarah Halloran is a fan of.
Which actually points out that it really doesn't matter in what language Spain sings, because Pastora placed 10 with a song completely in Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, we're all pulling, like don't get us wrong, we're all pulling for a great result from Spain someday, and I would love to see Spain win someday. Or I don't know, maybe maybe Clara sees it differently. But
no, I hope. I just think nothing.
It might take some time. But nonetheless, I think, you know, again, Blas seems like a really good sport, a great option for Spain, and there is certainly some promise in this song. Now, with all of the selections that we've had today, I think
Klaus was right. Sorry, Rosa did sing in Spanish, in English, the chorus, like Europe's living a celebration.
Oh yeah. I've not seen that one in full, but I do recognize it when it comes up.
But that's like almost 20 years. Next year will be 20 years ago of that. Oh my God, I just felt so old.
And Raisa Velez is saying Portugal won in Portuguese, which obviously was not that long ago. So it's not to say that you have to sing in English to win. And I think especially one of the great things about that was that after 2017, the following year, we saw an influx of songs sung in different languages. And I mean, this year so far, it is still mostly English, but we've got Ukrainian, we've got French, we've got a little bit of Croatian, a little bit of Hebrew. I must be missing some.
Benny Cristo has a verse of his song in Czech.
In Czech, yeah. And perhaps there's we have Albanian as well. So already, you know, only with I think 10 songs now, we've already got quite a bit of variety. And you know, maybe Tix will decide to perform his song in Norwegian in the end. So. And
Klaus, do you think Samantha Tina will maybe write some Latvian lyrics into the song? Do you think it's Moon is Rising is going to be the one?
That's the only one that I've heard. Have you heard more, Paolo?
That's the only one I've heard as well. So yeah, I don't know if there's any more.
But let's bring it back to Spain.
Yes. I mean, so like a few people have been asking about what kind of a result that we could see. And I mean, you know, obviously, you know, we can only speculate. I'm still pretty confident in saying that this is a good. This has potential, and you know, I wouldn't have said that every year, but this year I definitely think that it could really go many ways. I don't know, Clara, do you have any further thoughts on that?
Yes, I think Spain is not reliable on many things, but the only thing they are reliable as a country is occupying the bottom 5. So let's keep it consistent.
Well, I mean, at least that money, the extra money that they pay to get into the final secures that audience.
No, like
Paolo?
honestly, I would love for Blas to qualify higher because I think he's a good artist and I think he would deserve that. And definitely the placement for the Spanish artists, their placement in the Eurovision chart is not a reflection on their talent, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Like for some reason, people don't like us. So I think, yes, as long as he doesn't take it personally and doesn't think it's a reflection of his own talent, I think it's fine.
Yeah, and you know, he's already got a career going for him, so it's not like Eurovision isn't necessarily going to be his defining moment. And I don't think, like, because Pastora Soler also had a career before she had gone as well, and not only was it not a make or break moment for her, but it took her career even further, I would say, because now people recognize her, you know, across borders. But Paolo, your thoughts on results?
It's hard to say, considering that we only have a fraction of the songs already announced. I'd say right now, I'd like to think I'm feeling a bit optimistic with this song. I don't think it's good. I'd like to think it's not going to be in the bottom 5 because I think Blas is just such a talented performer that he doesn't deserve to be in that bottom 5. Like Stuart said, this has a lot of promise and a lot of potential to like do well because it's a very competent song. He's a very competent performer. Like, and we know that we have with the stage director there's potential to have good staging alongside that. So currently, as I see it, the stars are kind of aligning for Blas to get a fairly decent result. Maybe not top 10. Well, I don't know. It's only a fraction of the songs, but maybe not top 10. But
I mean, at this point, there are only 10 songs. I'm pretty sure, if I'm counting correctly.
Okay.
So
Let's
if it ended there,
currently we can be top 10.
if everyone else phones it in, then top 10 is for sure.
Exactly. But yeah, I think like we'll get a fairly respectable result. I think. I'd like to think.
And I want to pull this one up as well. Quick thoughts: better than Universo, Paolo?
I'd say from initial listening, I'd say maybe I prefer Universo from just like the first initial listen. That being said, like now that I've seen VOY a QUEDARME live, I think I like this now because I don't think has there been a live performance of Universo before? I can't remember.
Yes, I think there was one.
Yeah, I
Just
think
one.
at the what do they call that? The thing that they have in Canary Islands, the like drag.
Carnival?
Is that it?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, I think he performed there. I think.
Right.
And I think he presented the song live once to show the Spanish audience what he was taking.
Okay.
But, yeah, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, so maybe I don't know if like maybe the fact that I've seen VOY a QUEDARME live and I don't think I've seen Universo live before. Maybe I need to look into it. That's probably why I like VOY a QUEDARME better now than I did with Universo. But like if I had to go by initial listen, I personally think that Universo I liked a bit more. But that's my opinion.
Okay, Clara?
I definitely liked Voy a quedarme. It's gonna be my struggle. I know this is gonna be my struggle through all the season. Yeah, I definitely like this new song much better than Universo because I think it speaks to a more connecting sentiment that everyone can reflect to or can go back to. That Universo was just speaking about like really big empty balloon sentiments.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I actually kind of liked about Universo. But generally speaking, I think that VOY a QUEDARME is like a better overall song in terms of aesthetic. There was something funny with the production on Universo. It sounded very hollow. There wasn't a lot, unlike the low end and like the bass sounds that you would expect in, you know, like something like the Roop on Fire was so excellently produced, and then compared to Universo, which just it was way too hollow for me. But yes, Voy a Quedarme, prefer it much more than Universo. Jessica
Olympic Song
says,
Contest, yes. Sorry, quick.
okay, we'll get to that one. So Jessica thinks that it might be mid-table, 14th, 15th, which I think would be, you know, good for Spain. It's not a win. It's not a left side
It would
finish.
feel like a win, honestly.
Certainly. And Stephen Kendall's got a question. With the new rules this year, i.e. pre-taped vocals, does this allow more people to be dancers? I don't believe it does, because usually the limit, it's not just the limit on singers, but it's how many people are on the stage to begin with. So I think it will, the cap will stay at 6, because I don't think they've announced anything different. Yes.
Good point.
Which comment was it that you were responding to?
Olympic Song Contest asked me if Andorra 2004 was better than Spain 2016 and 2021. Yes. Well,
okay.
I like that song. I remember that song. It was not like a good live performance, but the recorded song was really good.
I think I have to check that one again, because I don't think
it's in Catalan, actually.
I would imagine, yeah. And I understand that it's still possible for Andorra to return to Eurovision. I don't know if they had made a decision on it, but I know that they had expressed interest in returning. It was probably not very feasible given the current circumstances, because I think they were aiming for 2021, but perhaps in 2022. And maybe we will see a return to Catalan. Maybe we'll see all kinds of different stuff that we would never expect from Andorra. And Lisa is saying, yes, it was also in Operación Triunfo, the live version of Universo, I believe.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so I think we'll leave it there, because, you know, it's been almost a half hour. I know it's late for you guys. For me, it's only, what, like 6:45.
And you're drinking?
I'm drinking tea. Maybe I'll drink a little bit later, but I gotta go to the liquor store before it closes. But anyway, enough about that. Thank you guys for joining us. Muchas gracias por viendo este video. I don't know if there's probably a more elegant way.
Muchas gracias por ver este video o seguir este video.
Muy bien. If you'd like to follow us.
My Spanish is so good.
It's excellent. It's almost like you've been speaking it your whole life. I'm so impressed.
Amazing.
But please subscribe to our channel, because we're going to be following all of the rest of the national selections. Wow, even my tongue is getting tired. All of the other national.
You haven't drunk?
I am quite confident, 99% sure. We're going to be following all the rest of the national selections as they happen. From this point onward, we're going to be getting a lot more Eurovision songs from the internally selected artists. So there's lots to stick around for. So please subscribe to our channel and follow all of our activities at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our website is Eurovoxx.tv, where people such as the lovely people to this side of me post articles and you know, news updates on what's going on with the contest. So we would love to see you guys there, and be sure to come back and talk to us on our next live video. We've got not as many selections next week. I know that Melfest semi-final 4 will happen. We've also got Festival de Canção semi-final 2. So lots more ahead, and I guess we'll leave it there. So we'll see you on the next video. Take care.
Adiós. Buenas
Adiós.
noches.